Hello everyone, we're back with another video on Frank Fast Forward. So this channel is all about sales, business, realizing your purpose, and bettering your life both personally and in the business realm. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a mover and a shaker, you really want to be a high value guy, you got to know sales. You either going to be selling a product at work or even in relationships, you're selling yourself and you're trying to persuade and convince people with language on why you're the best or why your product is the best. So today we're going to talk about cold calling, and cold calling is a critical skill that for some reason I think a lot of salespeople either miss, or they have these like automated systems that are bringing them leads and meetings, and they really don't ever have to cold call. They've really never been in a pit. They've really never have done it. So if that's you and you're learning, don't worry. We're going to show you and explain the best way to get it done. So there's definitely different methods. People do it, different ways. But when I'm doing a cold call, the thing I'm most focused on is relevance and having a conversation. So a lot of people, what they do is they call up and they have sort of a shaky, low confidence intro, and they have like a one-liner and they try to use it and it doesn't work and they get nervous and they just kind of like hang up and they say, okay, I gotta do 20 of these. They do 20 and they don't have any success, and bam, they're done with cold calling for months, right? Until they work up the courage to do it again. But that's not you. You are good at cold calling, and the reason you're good is because you watched this video. So this is what I do. First of all, you have to get your list together and really, hone in on your list and refine your list and make your list better over time. But this is, we'll talk about that in a different video. This is assuming that you actually get someone on the phone, right? Okay, you get them on the phone. What you want to do is immediately introduce yourself. Hello, this is Frank from so-and-so company. How are you doing today? And they'll have to answer that, because if they don't, it's rude, right? They'll have to say, oh, I'm having a great day. Oh, I'm having a bad day. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. Oh, I'm super busy, whatever. You'll kind of get the energy from them. And that's really what this is all about, is it's a question that's immediately answerable, right? How are you doing today? They answer that question maybe 10 times a day with just people they're talking to. So just ask them that. And they'll say whatever, they'll say good or bad. Just say, that's great. I was wondering if you get into any work with product XYZ. So when I was selling microscopes, I would say, I was wondering if you get into any work with microscopes in your lab. And because I had been refining my list during my cold calling, and because I was good at cold calling, they'd say, yeah, I work with microscopes every day. That's all I do. I'm the microscope guy. I'm the lab manager. Maybe they won't tell you all that, but they'll agree. And what that is, that's your first yes. And what's so great about that is it's yes and it's relevant, right? So you say, okay, awesome. I don't have much time. I got to jump into a meeting in a minute here, but we have this great new product. If you're using so-and-so and list off a couple like brand names or competitors, and you should probably know, about what they're using, or if they're educated and experienced, they'll kind of know. Say you're selling CRM products, like, oh, if you're using Salesforce, or if you're using HubSpot, if you're using NetSuite, if you're using whatever, this will save you X amount of time, or this can do whatever. It can save you money, it can make you money, it can save you time, it can make you time. Just go with a quick pitch, and don't do an elaborate pitch. Don't do a 30-second pitch. Do a 10-second pitch. Do 10 seconds. That's all people can really grasp and understand, especially on a sales call, because you have to understand, when you get the other person on the line, they may be driving, they may be getting gas, they may be going into the bank, they may be in between meetings at work, they may have just gone to the bathroom, or they're running to the bathroom, so they need to relieve themselves, and they take this call because they thought it was someone else, but it's actually you, and you're cold calling them. So 10 seconds max. And if you've done the first couple of questions that I just explained, your pitch it'll go over somewhat well. If they just bought something and they say, no, we're all set, we just bought something, and they hang up the phone, whatever, the timing was wrong. I mean, that happens all the time. But you already said you have to go, so they'll be a little bit interested. Once they're interested, once you got the hook in, that's when you pull the line and get out of the cold call. So a lot of people like to cold call for, they'll say, just keep them on the phone, keep them talking, get your talk time up, get your conversations up, get your minutes up. That's garbage. What you want to do is get your sales calls up. You want to get your conversion rate up. You want to get to that next meeting so you can actually pitch the customer. So once you kind of got them hooked with your 10-second pitch, and you'll refine this and you'll start to understand what works and what customers are interested in what. Tell them, hey, I got to jump in the call, but another call, but I'm going to be in your area in the next week, the next 2 weeks. If you know any other companies around there, say it's a big Fortune 500 company, you could say, oh, I'm going to see Caterpillar, or I'm going to go see Deere, and I'm going to be by you guys. Would you want to see this? And even if you're not going to see those companies, what it's going to tell the customer is holy crap, this guy's big, he's selling to these big companies. He has a little bit of time to spend for me. His time's scarce. His time is worth money. He values his own time, so he is also going to value my time. And when you have that mutual understanding of time, and that you're not just going to waste each other's time, then you get the sales call. So they'll say, oh yeah, that sounds good. 2 weeks will be good. Let's figure out time. Then say, okay, great. Can I get your email? And get their email and send them a little follow-up email. Hey, great talking with you. You can send the data sheet, your follow-up email. We'll talk about good follow-up emails later, but that's essentially the best way to do a sales call. So in your review, you call up, you introduce yourself, and you ask them how they're doing. That's it. 10 words. Then, when they respond, ask them if they get into any work with your product. And if you're doing it right and you're doing your lists right, they'll say yes. If they say no, you did something wrong before you even picked up the phone. Your research was wrong, your list was bad. So they'll say yes, and that's your first yes. And then you follow up with the time constraint. You got to jump into a meeting, or you got to go to lunch, or you're jumping, you got to jump out the window, right? But you got to do something, but real quick, 10-second pitch. You give the 10-second pitch on your product, and if they're interested, they start to ask a couple questions. Answer a couple questions, oh yeah, we can do that, and it doesn't cost that much. And if they ask for price, give them a price. It's about $5,000, but it could be lower. We can talk about it, figure out exactly what you need. Never evade price. I hate that. People always oh, don't talk about price on the phone. Wait till the end to talk about price. If you want to figure out that if the price is just out of their ballpark, if you're talking to the wrong person, you want to know as soon as possible. So feel free to drop a price point, use it as an anchor, tell them go high and it could be lower, go in that direction and you'll be fine. And then what you want to do is you want to say that you're going to be in their area visiting a specific high profile company that they'll know about, either a competitor or like a big company in the area, and then see if they want to book a sales call. They'll probably say yes. If you've gotten this far, 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes. And if your research is good, your list is good, when you go on that sales call and you follow the 5 steps of a golden sales call, you'll close them. And your close rate is going to be not 100%, but pretty damn close. All right, guys. That's it for this video. That's how to do a cold call according to Frank. If you like this type of content, I'll keep bringing more. Just like and subscribe below. And if you want to see something specific, shoot me a message. I'm reading the comments below. So you can comment there, you know, what you'd like to see, if you got questions about different aspects of the sale. And really, this is about B2B selling. This isn't about any like B2C. I'm trying to sell you like $100, you know, t-shirt or some stupid $500 phone. Like, we're talking serious money here when you're in B2B sales. So if you want to get good at this and you want to level up and help your family and attract more people and really get on your purpose, this channel is for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.